Namaste children. I am your Divya Mataji. I hope you are all doing very well and you are all very fresh and enthusiastic to learn the new lesson. In our previous video, we have started our discussion about the climate of India. In that video, we have learnt about the variations found in the climatic conditions of India, then the factors that influence the climatic condition of India, then we have learnt about why Indian climate is called the tropical monsoon climate, and we have learnt about the four climatic seasons of India, namely the winter season, summer season, rainy season and the retreating monsoon season. Then we have in detail discussed about the winter season of India. Now in today's period, let us learn about the summer season in India, the rainy season in India and the retreating monsoon season in India, and also let us try to understand distribution of rainfall in India. So, summer season in India. In India, summer season lasts from March to May. So, what happens in summer season? For that, I will take the same diagram which I have taken in the previous class. See here, I have taken the same picture for you. So this is very important picture, everybody should know. So there are four important days. One is March 21st, second one is June 21st, third one is September 23rd and fourth one is December 22nd. Let us start from March 21st. Children, you know that Earth has got tilted axis. Okay, Earth has got a tilted axis. I have taken this as Earth here. This is equator, this is Tropic of Cancer and this is Tropic of Capricorn. So this region is northern hemisphere, this region is children southern hemisphere. And Earth, it revolves around the sun in the shape of an oval. Okay, it has got elliptical axis. Now let us see what happens. See here children, Earth, now it is there in this position like this. Earth is there in this position like this children. You can see here. So this is on March 21st. So Earth is here now. On this day what happens? The equator is nearer to the sun, whereas Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn are equally far from the sun. That is why on this day, the day as well as the night will be equal in both the hemispheres, northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere. So, it is the day on which equator is nearer to the sun. Then what happens when Earth goes on like this? This northern hemisphere starts tilting towards the sun. So when it reaches this position here, June 21st, okay, when it reaches this position, you can see here children, you can see here, this is my Tropic of Cancer, okay, and equator and Tropic of Capricorn. So on Tropic of Cancer, the sun's rays are falling vertically, means Tropic of Cancer is nearer to the sun and the northern hemisphere is facing the sun. Again, you can see here. So, the northern hemisphere is facing the sun, whereas the southern hemisphere is not facing the sun. So, in this day is the longest day in the northern hemisphere and shortest day in southern hemisphere. Okay, so northern hemisphere will have summer from March 21st to June 21st. Means during that time, sun's rays will be falling vertically. Means this northern hemisphere will be facing the sun. Then what happens? This is called equinox. This is called summer solstice for some northern hemisphere and winter solstice for southern hemisphere. Then the Earth moves like this, like this, like this, and it comes here on September 23rd. The same thing happens here, children. Here also the sun. Okay, the sun's rays are falling vertically over the equator. Equator is near to the sun. Tropic of Cancer, Tropic of Capricorn, they are equally far from the sun. That is why again on September 23rd, the day and the night will be equal both in northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere. March 21st to September 23rd. Northern hemisphere will be facing the sun. Then slowly earth moves like this, like this, like this, like this, like this, and it reaches this region. It reaches this region. You can see here in the picture also you can see, here also you can see. So it reaches this region, and on this day sun's rays will be falling vertically over the Tropic of Capricorn. Tropic of Capricorn is very near to the sun compared to the equator and the Tropic of Cancer. Now, the southern hemisphere is facing the sun. You can see here also, southern hemisphere is facing the sun. Okay, so this is summer solstice for the southern hemisphere, winter solstice for the northern hemisphere. Okay, then slowly earth moves like this, like this, like this, and again it reaches your March 21st. So March 21st and September 23rd, so equal night and day both in northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere, means sun's rays will be falling same both over northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere. Then on June 21st, see, from March 21st to September 23rd, your Earth's northern hemisphere will be facing the sun. Then from September 23rd to March 21st, southern hemisphere will be facing the sun. Okay. Now let us come to the summer season of India. Let us come to the summer season of India. From March 21st onwards, the northern hemisphere of the earth starts tilting towards the sun. Yes. So March to May, we have summer season because we have high temperature compared to the southern hemisphere. Okay. Then how will be the summer season in India? So in summer season, the temperature will be hot, it will be sultry, and it will be moist, humid. Okay. Then in summer season, you will have convectional type of rainfall. So what is this convectional type of rainfall? Convectional type of rainfall is nothing but your afternoon rainfall, children. So in the month of March, when we start from the school at 4:30, there may be heavy rainfall in our place, in our school's place, that is Narebail. Okay. Then when our buses reaches Chipgi and Vivekanand Nagar, it will be very sunny and there will not be a single drop of rainfall. So only in this particular place, that is in our Naraibail, you will have rainfall in the afternoon. So this type of rainfall is called convectional type of rainfall. Here in a very particular region, in a particular region, that region becomes very hot and the air moves up. Okay, the air moves up, air becomes hot and it moves up. When it reaches the higher altitude, the air becomes cool, it gets condensed and it gives rainfall to that particular region itself. So this is called what, children? Convectional type of rainfall. So from March to in the month of March and April, we will get convectional type of rainfall. You should remember, in the afternoon in the month of March and April, we will get rainfall. This is called what, children? Convectional type of rainfall. And India receives 10% of rainfall in the summer season. This 10% of rainfall is because of what, children? Convectional type of rainfall. So this convectional type of rainfall, it has got different names in different regions. So it is called Andhis. What is it called? It is called Andhis in Uttar Pradesh. Then it is called Kala Baisakhi in West Bengal. In West Bengal, what is it called, children? Kala Baisakhi. You should remember that the people of West Bengal, for V, they pronounce B. Okay. Baisakhi, Vaishaka. In your childhood, you might have learnt Chaitra Vaishakakke Vasanta Rutu. So this Vasanta Rutu comes in the month of March. In the month of March, there will be Vaishaka, Chaitra Vaishaka. So in the month of Vaishaka, Baisakhi, in West Bengal they receive rainfall. No, that is why they call it Kala Baisakhi. The rainfall formed by very black clouds. Kala Baisakhi. Kala, black. Kala Baisakhi. What is convectional type of rainfall called in West Bengal? It is called Kala Baisakhi. Then in Karnataka, it is called coffee blossom, and in Kerala, it is called mango shower, because this type of rainfall is good for the growth of what, children? Coffee and mango. Okay. So this is about summer season in India. Then next comes the rainy season. So Indian rainy season is also called southwest monsoon season. So when after March 21st, again I have to come back to your picture here. See here, children. Let us understand what happens. So March 21st onwards, the northern hemisphere starts tilting towards the sun, right? So when it reaches June 21st, Tropic of Cancer will be receiving vertical rays of sun. It will be very nearer to the sun. So northern hemisphere will be facing the sun. Northern hemisphere will be facing the sun, and that is why the temperature will be more in northern hemisphere, and it will be low in temperature will be low in southern hemisphere. So you have learnt that here whenever there is high temperature, pressure will be low, and whenever there is low temperature, pressure will be high. Okay. Now here northern hemisphere is facing the sun. So here I have equator. This is northern hemisphere. Northern hemisphere is facing the sun. High temperature and low pressure in northern hemisphere. Low temperature and high pressure in southern hemisphere. So wind blows from high pressure area to low pressure area. Okay. So here the wind blows like this. The wind blows like this from southern hemisphere towards northern hemisphere. When it passes the equator, children, it changes its direction like this. It changes its direction like this. So this is your south, this is your west. South-west. So wind is blowing from which direction? Southwest. That is your southwest direction. See, the wind is blowing from southwest direction, and that is why this type of wind is called southwest monsoon winds. Okay. See, again I will take the map of India for you. Let us see here and understand, children. The wind, it is blowing from southwest direction. Southwest direction. It is blowing from the southwest direction. Okay. It is blowing over Arabian Sea, Indian Ocean and Bay of Bengal. And this southwest monsoon wind, it gives rainfall in India from the month of June to September. We have seen, the rainy season in India lasts from June to mid-September. Okay. So during this season, India receives 75% 75% of annual rainfall. You can see here, children, India receives what percent? 75% of its annual rainfall in the rainy season. As India gets rainfall from southwest monsoon season, it is also called southwest monsoon season. Okay, India gets rainfall from southwest monsoon winds. That is why it is called what, children? Southwest monsoon season. Then this southwest monsoon season, it has got two branches. One is your Arabian Sea branch and second one Arabian Sea branch of southwest monsoon wind, and second one is Bay of Bengal branch. Again, let us see here. So this wind is blowing here. No, you can see, no, children. So this is called Arabian Sea branch of southwest monsoon wind. Arabian Sea branch. So this Arabian Sea branch is obstructed by what? Western Ghats here, our Sahyadri Parvata. You remember, no? So this Western Ghats, it stops the southwest monsoon winds blowing over Arabian Sea. It will have heavy moisture content, and this southwest monsoon wind, which is obstructed by Western Ghats, gives heavy rainfall to the western part of Western Ghats. This is Western Ghats, this is eastern part of Western Ghats, and this is western part of Western Ghats. This western part of Western Ghats gets heavy rainfall. Then when the wind blows in this direction from west to east, as the wind will be left with no moisture, from west to east rainfall decreases in the southern India. Okay. So this region of India, this region of Western Ghats, that is eastern part of Western Ghats, it doesn't get rainfall. It is the leeward side, and that is why it is called the rain shadow region. Okay, the rain shadow area of Western Ghats. Then coming to the Bay of Bengal branch of your southwest monsoon winds. See here, I have seen how the southwest monsoon wind blows over Bay of Bengal here. It goes here, and here it is obstructed by the hills in Meghalaya, mountain ranges in Meghalaya and Assam, and it gives heavy rainfall to the foothills of Himalayas here in the northeast part of India. So in North India, what happens? When we go from east to west, northeast to western part, the rainfall decreases. Okay, so this is how Arabian Sea branch of southwest monsoon winds and Bay of Bengal branch of southwest monsoon winds give rainfall to our nation. Okay, then next comes the retreating monsoon season. So retreating monsoon season, you have seen here, retreating monsoon season will be there in India from October to December, mid-September to December. Okay, mid-September to December. Again, we have to go for our picture, children. See here. After September 23rd, after September 23rd, the southern hemisphere starts facing the sun. Okay, the southern hemisphere starts facing the sun on December 22nd, when the earth reaches here, Tropic of Capricorn in the southern hemisphere will be very near to the sun. Southern hemisphere is facing the sun, northern hemisphere is facing the sun, but not as much as the southern hemisphere is facing. So from September to December here, earth has the northern hemisphere of the earth is far from the sun, southern hemisphere is nearer to the sun. That means what? In southern hemisphere, temperature will be high. In northern hemisphere, temperature will be low compared to southern hemisphere. What should our wind do? Our wind should blow from low temperature area, that is high pressure area, to high temperature area, that is low pressure area. Northern hemisphere, less temperature, high pressure. Southern hemisphere, more temperature, low pressure. That is why our southwest monsoon wind, which has reached the temperate region here, because of low temperature and high pressure, it starts coming back. Okay. So, it is blowing from, children, northeast direction. See here, it is blowing from northeast direction, and that is why it is called what, children? Northeast monsoon wind. This is also called northeast monsoon wind, as the wind is returning. Retreating means what, children? Returning. As the wind is returning, it is called retreating monsoon wind. Okay. So, this retreating monsoon wind, it gives 13% of India's annual rainfall. Then this retreating monsoon season, during this retreating monsoon season, we have tropical cyclones in Bay of Bengal. Okay. In Bay of Bengal, we will have tropical cyclones, and because of these tropical cyclones, this season is called the season of uncertain weather. What is it called? The season of uncertain weather. Can you see? The season of uncertain weather. During this season, there will be low pressure. There will be low pressure over Bay of Bengal. That is why, means low pressure because compared to temperate region, Bay of Bengal is located in tropical region. Temperature will be high here. So, low pressure is created over Bay of Bengal. It causes what, children? Tropical cyclones, and that is why we get rainfall. This northeast monsoon winds, they blow over Bay of Bengal. When they reach Bay of Bengal, they carry moisture and they will give rainfall to our Tamil Nadu here, our Andhra Pradesh and Telangana here, and our Orissa here. Eastern coast of India gets rainfall from northeast monsoon winds. Understood? So, we have learnt about the 3 seasons, that is summer season. We have learnt about the 3 seasons: summer season, rainy season, and the retreating monsoon season. Okay, I'm sorry. We have learnt about summer season, rainy season, and the retreating monsoon season. Now, let us learn something about the distribution of rainfall in India on the basis of the centimeters of rainfall. We have got 3 types of places. We can divide India into 3 areas. One is the area with low rainfall. So, the areas that get below 10 centimeters of rainfall are called the areas with low rainfall. We have these important regions, that is Western Kutch, then Thar Desert you have, then western part of Punjab, Haryana, and also the northern part of Gujarat, and then you have Zaskar range. I will show you Zaskar range. Then you have the rain shadow region of the Western Ghats, that is the eastern part of Western Ghats. So, let us see here. The regions which get below 50 centimeters of rainfall are called what? Areas with low rainfall. Here we have the map of India. So, here you have Rajasthan, no children. Thar Desert, obviously it will not get heavy rainfall. It gets very low rainfall. Then here you have Kutch, children. Western part of Kutch. Here you have Punjab and Haryana. So, these regions. Thar Desert in Rajasthan, Kutch region, Gujarat region, then little parts of Punjab and Haryana, they get very low rainfall, that is below 50 centimeters. Then after that you have here Zaskar range. Zaskar range is located here, children, in the Jammu Kashmir. In Zaskar range you will get low rainfall, and also in the in the eastern part of Western Ghats. So here you have Western Ghats, and eastern part of Western Ghats gets very low rainfall. So this is about the regions that get low rainfall. Then let us go to the regions that get very heavy rainfall. The regions that receive 100 to 250 centimeters of rainfall are called the regions with heavy rainfall. There are three important regions. One is western part of Western Ghats that you have seen. Then northeast of India, and third one is a belt from Jammu Kashmir hills through Himachal Pradesh, northern part of Uttar Pradesh, and northern part of West Bengal. So this region is called, means in these regions you can find heavy rainfall, that is from 100 to 250 centimeters. See, you can see here, first one is the western part of Western Ghats. You can find here the western part of Western Ghats. Then northeast part of India, you can find northeast part of India here. Okay, it gets heavy rainfall, and a belt from Jammu Kashmir here, Himachal Pradesh, then northern part of Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, and West Bengal. Here you can find heavy rainfall. Then the third area, that is regions with moderate rainfall, areas with moderate rainfall from 50 to the regions which receive 50 to 100 centimeters of rainfall are called the regions with moderate rainfall. The other regions, means the regions except low rainfall, very low rainfall, and the regions except heavy rainfall, all the other regions of India, they come under the regions with moderate rainfall. In the beginning of the lesson only we have seen that Mauzinram receives the highest rainfall and Ruili receives the lowest rainfall. Hope you have all understood some important informations and some important concepts relating to the climate of India. Thank you very much, children.